I'll give you a second to think of something. Who is the one person you know best in your life? The answer is yourself. You're in constant dialogue inwards. You're constantly speaking and conversing with yourself. You spend the most time in your mind. And no one has access to the inner environment better than you. Because of this constant inwards dialogue, it's very important to keep tabs on what's going on within. Keep tabs on that conversation. It's going on throughout the day, and sometimes even in your sleep. Make sure that those conversations are positive. They build you up, they affirm you, and they add value to your life. Because that is key to a positive life.
Welcome to Positive Living. In these episodes, we really want to encourage the positive livings, and today we're going to concentrate on how can we prevent diabetes. Well, we know that diabetes is very common in Kuwait and in most of the Gulf countries. Well, all of the Gulf countries, about 7 of them are leading the world in the top 10 countries in the world in the prevalence of type 2 diabetes. So what can we do to prevent diabetes? During the month of Ramadan, how can I really utilize it to prevent the type 2 diabetes? And what has the science has shown us? Well, we know there are certain foods will increase your risk of type 2 diabetes. So if we eat rice, this is linked to increase the risk of type 2 diabetes. If you eat meat, this is again will lead to increased risk of type 2 diabetes. And we look at when we break our fast, what are we mostly eating? We're eating rice, we're eating meat, and we're eating sweetened beverages, which has no link to Ramadan whatsoever. So sweetened beverages are very high risk to type 2 diabetes. So they really increase your type 2 diabetes. So don't tell me it's okay, it's only 1 glass of, these new drinks that comes in during Ramadan, whether it's Vimto, Tank, almond, Bedan, and whatsoever that appears in Ramadan and has nothing to do with Ramadan, or all the sugary sweetened beverages. These sweetened sugary beverages increases very high risk of your type 2 diabetes. Again, we said your rice and your meat. So what food can help me to decrease my risk of type 2 diabetes, and what will help in preventing the type 2 diabetes? So how can I actually choose within my meal what would be a good thing to consume and will help me in preventing type 2 diabetes? So yogurt is an excellent example. So yogurt has been linked to prevention of type 2 diabetes. And nowadays, many people go and tell you, you should not eat dairy. They're bad for you. But actually, yogurt has been shown that it decreases your risk of type 2 diabetes. What other food? Coffee. So coffee consumption, if you drink more than 3 to 5 cups per day of coffee, it actually decreases your risk of type 2 diabetes. Many people do not know this fact and think, coffee with type 2 diabetes, how does this happen? So this is what have been shown to us in the diabetes prevention trials, and many research has gone through this. But what is really important, what coffee do I choose and how best to drink the coffee. So it's not all about any coffee. So latte, coffee with milk, increases the risk of type 2 diabetes. So it has to be a black coffee by itself, not mixed with anything. And the more roasted the coffee, you will decreases your cholestigenic acid, which is the important material factor within your coffee. Polyphenols, which is also antioxidant that is available in coffee, in tea, is important for you as an antioxidant. Again, if you drink tea with milk or coffee with milk, you decreases the power of the antioxidants. So it's all about antioxidants. How can I, improve my food? And I will speak much more about it after the break. Stay tuned. welcome back. So we're speaking about what food can I eat to decrease the risk of type 2 diabetes and how can I prevent the type 2 diabetes. So as we mentioned, some of the good food that can help me in preventing the type 2 diabetes is yogurt. So, and again, yogurt would be an excellent option to start with to break your fast or for suhoor. So again, really excellent option, and you have to decrease the risk and prevent the type 2 diabetes. So, and coffee, you can still enjoy drinking coffee. Please make sure it's a black coffee that is not mixed with milk or neither added to it any sweetened, syrups or any of these things that are coming nowadays a lot in the market, really destroying the actual benefits in the coffee. What other foods? So cereals has been shown that the cereal fiber is really important part to prevent your type 2 diabetes. But it's not about the cereals that you buy in the supermarkets where it's loaded with sugar. That is of no use at all. So you really want cereal fibers where it's rich in fibers. It keeps you full, and it would be an excellent option for suhoor. That will have, with your dairy, with the yogurt, it would have been a perfect meal that it will sustain your blood glucose and might actually prevent you from the type 2 diabetes. So this is about some of the food that we can eat that will help us to decrease the risk of the type 2 diabetes. The other thing, of course, is the exercise. So we know lifestyle and exercise is important for us, and to prevent the type 2 diabetes. So walking away from diabetes is by walking more steps at your door. So let's utilize this month, and if we all walk only 10 minutes after each prayers, then you will be accumulating a lot of steps during the day. So don't say, oh, I don't have time during Ramadan to go to the gym. You don't need to go out, if you don't feel like it. Although nowadays, many of the malls in Kuwait is what they're practicing, the nudge theory, really nudging people to move the activity. There's a lot of charity organizations going around in the malls that promoting people to have the lifestyle activity. So let's do 10 minutes after each prayer, even within the room, keep praying and move away from your type 2 diabetes to prevent the diabetes and keep it away. Remember when they used to say an apple a day keep the doctor away, what we can do from our food and activity to keep our diabetes away and how we can prevent the diabetes. So this is all about diabetes prevention. Stay away from sweetened beverages, stay away from smoking, sleep well, move more, and we're gonna prevent diabetes and decrease the risk in our community. Thank you for watching, and positive living and happy living during Ramadan.
In that constant inner dialogue with yourself, there's immense power in positive affirmations. Marissa Peer, she's a world-renowned psychologist. She talks about this, the power of positive affirmations. She boasts of positive phrases such as, I have a very strong memory. I am confident. I am powerful. I am enough. By reiterating those phrases time again, you remind yourself of them constantly. And with time, you start to believe in them, even if at that moment, in the beginning, you're not convinced. But over time, the reiteration, the practice, is going to ground that phrase within you, and you will believe in it. That is the power of positive affirmations in your inner dialogue. Give it a try and see how it goes.